Is it going?
Yeah.
Is it blinking? Well, this is a huge project. Is it blinking?
It says recording.
Okay. So good afternoon. My name is Enza, and my husband and I came across from Russia to the United States 2 years ago. We came due to the healthcare system here is a lot better, and as we were starting to develop and grow our family from the very beginning, we realized that we wanted to do it in a country where we could have better access to healthcare and a lot better prenatal, and then during the birth and after birth as my children are growing up, we wanted them in a better place where we could have better resources. And so as we've been in the United States, we've only been here for 2 years, so we are not citizens, and we do not plan on becoming citizens just due to the nature of my husband's work and how much we enjoy Russia. In the summertime, we will plan on coming back and forth between the states just as we have families and when we have a new addition. But with that, kind of something we've realized about immigration is there's a lot of stereotypes that come along with it, as well as things we personally struggle with are people commenting about our children being anchor babies, the economic advantages and disadvantages there are to being an immigrant, as well as just as stated above, there's like the stereotypes that come along with it. And one of the biggest things we struggle with is having an anchor baby, so to say. And so that's when your child is born in the United States, they're automatically granted citizenship. But because the parents are not citizens of the United States, I can kind of sometimes get a little, people say, oh, they're only having their children here so they can become citizens, when that is not the case. And according to HG.org, in one of their articles about is it legal, it talks about how there's a lot of people coming from third world countries who know that their children become citizens, and if they do not, so a lot of people immigrate over to the United States to have their children in the country, just assuming that it'll automatically gain the parent citizenship as well, whereas in reality they actually end up just being sent back to the native land after they have their children, just so that they can, just because the parents are not citizens, and then it just becomes a big hassle for the parents because they thought they were going to be able to become Americans, when in reality they're just getting sent back now with a newborn child that they don't know how to raise and they don't want to raise in the country they're in. And so as these children are growing up, they usually end up having dual citizenship, and a lot of them do end up coming back to America and back to the United States for the economic advantages that we offer. CBS News on February 10th, they wrote an article about how immigrants, they help the economy more than people like to let on, because a lot of immigrants are actually more immigrants starting to own their own businesses in the United States than native people to the United States. And with that, it kind of creates a snowball effect of how immigrants, when they create and start their own businesses, they're creating more jobs for people. They're able to create better advantages for more immigrants like them, and they're able to hire on people who maybe don't have the skill sets needed, and they're able to work with those people. And with that, it's actually statistically proven in the same article that the immigrants who have a college degree are likely to earn a higher salary than Americans. And they interviewed, in this article by CBS News, they interviewed a man by the name of David Kallick, and he says, where there's economic growth, there's immigration, and where there's not much economic growth, there's not much immigration. And that kind of, we're going to feed that into the stereotypes of immigration, and about how a lot of people nowadays, you hear quote the like sayings of, oh, they're stealing our jobs, when in reality they wouldn't be coming to the United States if there weren't jobs to have here. And so if the United States was having issues with jobs, if we weren't able to hire people at different places, then the immigrants would probably find ways to go to other countries that have better jobs, have better opportunities, because 9 out of 10 times the reason someone is immigrating is for that better life and to be able to have that better opportunity that the country they're going to provides. And with all these immigrants that are pulling into America, it makes it, there's also another stereotype of that they're all criminals, when in reality only about 6-7% of those who immigrate into the United States are criminals. And if you look at the statistics from like 2004 to 2013, everyone who was immigrating migrating over. They ended up, it doubled over from like 7 million to 11 million immigrants, and the crime rate went down 46%. So it's kind of just immigrants do not increase crime, nor do immigrants steal our jobs, as they are able to, they're working for their lives, they're working to earn an income just like most of every other American. And but with those who are working and these stereotypes, it makes it very difficult for immigrants to come across. And as we've come from Russia, and as we've been very fortunate that my husband was able to keep his job in Russia, and so he's able to travel back and forth, and it's a very good job with the government. And so we've been blessed on that end, but we have had a lot of those conversations about, oh, did you just come to get your citizenship in the United States? Or, oh, like, you're bringing criminals with you when you come over, and it's been difficult, and we are grateful for the opportunity to be here in America, and we're extremely grateful that though we are not going to become citizens, we're extremely grateful that we are able now to come back and forth through these countries and raise our children where we feel is best fit for them, and where we feel they can get the best care as they're growing up.
Alright. And that's it. Alright. Good job.
Thank you.
Well done. You got over 6 minutes.